Hello boys and girls, welcome back to a brand new Gran Turismo video. Now we are here at Monza. Now if you guys know Monza, it is always a wreck fest, and it is going to be absolutely even worse because we are starting in a low class lobby all the way in the back, seeing what we can do here, starting from last place. In what you can see is a very mixed bag of driver rating here, as we have people all the way from A rating down to the dreaded D rating. So we'll see how things go here as we start off in 15th place, last place on the race. 3, 2, 1, and away we go. Driving the Veyron for this race, as this was the meta car for this racetrack. I know you would think it's like the Lamborghini, the Corvette, or you know, the RCZ or something else, but it was actually the Veyron, and you're gonna see why here. So heading into the first chicane already, not even 100 meters into the corner, we have yellow flags everywhere. People are just ghosting in and out. The Corvette is finding every which way to just get back on track, as he gets a half a second penalty for doing absolutely nothing. And that was the carnage already happening in just a matter of 2 corners. So jumping into the replay, you can see right here, right ahead of us, 4 wide into the first chicane, as you always do here at Monza. And poor Corvette in front of us of Hollywood was just getting absolutely abused. And not only getting abused from us, he got abused from GT Sports. He gets that half a second penalty. And we now find ourselves in 11th place as we try to go around the Brazilian, get hit from behind. And as we try to get back onto the racetrack, we accidentally make contact with the Brazilian, push him out of the way, and he is sent off to the shadow realm. So still carnage, a lot of carnage going on around here, as we are getting just beaten and banging going to Lesmo 1, as Ulysses decides, you know what, I'm just gonna force my way in through the gap that wasn't there, and he goes for the overtake, but we make a brilliant cutback on him, heading to Lesmo 2. We're able to regain that 10th, 11th position back on him, but not only that, take advantage of the Corvette that had a service penalty after getting abused in the first chicane. And after 1 lap here, we get smashed again into a car. That's basically gonna be the theme of the video. It's basically just gonna be like a Hulk show here, as we just keep getting smashed from behind. No pun intended, but yeah, we are now up into P9 after starting off in 15th place. And at this point, I'm just trying to get away from everybody on this racetrack, as we are now starting to catch up to the Brazilian and the American up ahead. So yeah, going back to why the Veyron was the fastest car, I'm really not sure, to be honest. I just know that it has a really good amount of straight line speed, but you have to short shift the car. So you can see on the bottom that I am revving the Veyron all the way up to about 60% on the rev limiter, and then we're just shifting very early, as that is the best way to take full advantage of the acceleration on this car. And everything is working out smoothly, as long as we can avoid all the carnage and avoid all this craziness. I think we should be alright, as the right ahead of us, RCZ, just decides he wants to try to take out the Veyron, tries to take us out, but fails miserably as he ghosted right ahead of us. Luckily, GT Sport was on our side, and we got very lucky that he ghosted in, or we ghosted, someone ghosted. And he just went right through us, phased himself out, took himself out, and that's going to be another one for the Idiots of the Week on Devin's video. So anyways, we push our way up, and look at that. 2 laps in, almost halfway through the second lap, and we have reached the pinnacle of all positions, and that is P. Steve here on this Monza race. And somehow we have survived all the carnage, but it's still not over. We still have cars right behind us. If a car is within a second and a half of us, to be honest, I'm already just expecting us to get rammed, especially into Ascari. Ascari has just been the trouble spot where everyone has just been getting rammed. But lucky for us, heading to Ascari, everyone behind ended up dying, but we were able to navigate our way through it nice and easy, and we basically avoided all the carnage right there. So luck is finally, well, actually luck has basically been on our side this entire race. I'm not gonna lie, this has been very lucky of us that we survived this. Usually whenever I start off in the rear on a lobby like this, it never ends up pretty for us. but we've just been picking the right lines, making sure that we avoided or put on our best wreck avoidance hat, and now we are going to be fighting here possibly for P5, as the 5th place position does have a penalty, but I'm not sure yet if he has a half a second penalty or 1 second penalty. Won't be able to know until we get closer, and it's looking like a 1 second penalty, so that's definitely going to be in our favor once we hit the penalty zone, as the penalty zone here, it just destroys your lap time, since it's in the beginning of the straight. I've said this multiple times, when the penalty zone is in the beginning of the straight while you're going up to speed, those are the worst spots to get the penalty, because it does not just cause a 1 second penalty. If you have a 1 second penalty, it causes more than that. It causes about an extra half, 3/10 or 3/4 of a penalty in addition to your penalty, just due to the fact that you have to just regain that momentum that you lost, and everyone's already almost full momentum down the straight. So you're going to see right here that he's going to lose a ton of time as we now head into a penalty zone. We were able to close down the gap to the Veyron, but still had to start that penalty, and now we are up into P5. So we're going to wait back through the Nascar chicane. We can take it nice and lax, as we noticed that the gentleman right behind us of Trash YouTube, or TRXSSH YouTube, I'm assuming it's going to be Trash, but he was 2.5 seconds behind us, so we didn't have to really worry about him. But fast forwarding up into lap number 4, you can see that we were starting to catch up to 4th place position, even the podium guys, but I think due to the fact that we were just caught in so much trouble throughout the race, we're just not going to have enough time to close the gap. And as we come into the final time of Parabolica, we're just breathing a sigh of relief. You can see I'm just swerving left and right in glee that we don't have to worry about anybody going to this corner. And as we head for the final time into Parabolica, we're running a tiny bit wide. I thought actually this is going to be a penalty for us. We're going to celebrate here by absolutely sending it into the wall, and that is a 5th place position for us. Thank you very much. After starting off in last place, and we actually do get a 2 second penalty. I think Polyphony thought smashing into the wall was deserving of a 2 second penalty, but luckily we didn't lose any other position, and that was a deal around Monza. Now to jump into the second race, this is actually a race that I did here around Willow Springs, and this is another crazy race, because Willow Springs is just one of those racetracks where you have to be absolutely perfect. It's such a great flowing racetrack. I think it's one of the best racetracks in the game, in my opinion. Just so much fun, but when you get it wrong, it can go wrong, and the fact that you're just always pushing on this racetrack to be as fast as you can, it can become a racetrack you either love or a racetrack you really hate. So heading out of Rabbits here for the first time, we are stuck in 2nd place right behind the Brazilian of Lucas, and we both decided to go for the RS01, as this was a daily race without any tire wear, and the RS01 is known for being one of the worst cars on tire wear, but it's one of the best handling cars that's fast. I guess that's the best way you can explain it, but it's a really decent car when you don't have to worry about the tire wear or the fuel saving on here. So into lap number 2, off of turn number 1, Lucas goes a tad bit wide, and we decided, you know, we're gonna full send on this. We're gonna take full advantage, as he gets a little bit of dirty tires on his right hand side. And coming off of Rabbits here for the second time, we gain a ton of time on him, as this is now starting to become a 2-car drag race, as he's going a little bit wide off of turn number 2 and turn number 3. Loses a little bit of the back end, and the Beaches were able to close the gap up now, as it is about a half a second battle between us and Lucas. And not only that, we got the I believe the Salvadorian right behind us in 3rd of Chicky joining in the battle as well. So it's going to be a 3-car breakaway for this win, as we get a really great run to the final corner. Basically the death curve right here. If you hit this incorrectly, you are going straight into the shadow realm. And Lucas and I were able to navigate it nice and easy. But not only that, Chicky gets a really great run and is abusing the slipstream here as we head now into the lap number 3, halfway through the race. Back into turn number 1, we spot our braking point. We get a really great run on Lucas, make contact with his rear, going to the right hand side as we go side by side, but cuts us off going into Rabbiteer once again, and we had to give him the position there. If not, we would have accidentally spun him out. But coming out of Rabbiteer, we both go wide, and we're both into the dirt as Lucas just goes straight into the right-hand side, goes flying into the mountain, and we will take that first place position as we got very, very lucky. That could have been bad for both of us, basically, and somehow we were able to keep it on track. And we were able to hold off this first place position as we should have gone off like Lucas. That's what I'm saying. This track can be very, very fun. Such a flowing, nice, good battling racetrack. But once you get it wrong, you basically get it wrong. Now, as we are starting to get into another battle here with Chicky. Chicky goes for the outside move going into Rabbiteer. So it's side by side once again into this corner. You saw what happened last time. Two cars went side by side into the corner. Both went off, but this time me and Chicky were able to just keep it on the racetrack, avoid going off of the corner. And this is still a good little battle that we got going on here for the win. So off of the top of the hill, we start heading down into this treacherous downhill part, and we just go a tad bit wide as we get two wheels onto the dirt and force ourselves into a little mistake. Still going side by side, blocking and defending. Heading into the final corner, we got the preferred line going into this treacherous final corner, and hopefully we can pull away here now as we spot our braking point right before the 100-meter board. Keep it onto the inside, nice and tight, very, very patient onto the throttle, but Chicky goes a tad bit wide off the exit, just put in a tad bit too much speed, and that is going to ruin his day there as he gets now overtaken by the Frenchie, the Canadian named Frenchie. And we're able to pull the gap away from about 0.4 to 0.7 of a second. So off of the final corner now, nothing really happened on the 4th and 5th lap, but you can see there's still drama happening right behind us. But ahead of us, smooth sailing ahead, and we finish this race off in first place. Very, very good racing with Chicky and Lucas. It's just unfortunate for Lucas that he and I both went off of Rabbiteer, and he basically got sent straight into the sand realm, and we never saw him again after that. So another victory here at Willow Springs. So a very, very fun race. Let me know how you guys are doing this week for the race. I know it's Brands Hatch in Willow Springs, but if you guys are enjoying it, leave it in the comments down below, and hope you guys really enjoyed the video. If you guys did, feel free to hit that like button, smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, hit that red subscribe button down below, turn that red button into a gray button. As you can see right underneath us, cars are just flying everywhere here on the track. But yeah, really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, hope to catch you guys on the next one. Peace.